Good morning. Welcome and Happy New Year. I'm going to share with you an interesting experience I had recently about change and healing. And even more interesting was the guidance that came through to help me understand what was happening and how to deal with it. You may be familiar with the Daily Intention videos that are posted. I received those messages about 2 weeks ahead of time, and Archangel Shamuel had provided the message for December 28th. It was approach change with patience, love, and willingness. Now, fast forward 2 weeks, it's December 27th. And let's just say I was engaged in a conversation where triggering statements were just kind of coming at me. It was one after the other. It felt relentless. When the exchange was over, I asked for guidance because I couldn't understand why I felt so triggered. Hadn't I healed this? Hadn't I forgiven that individual? Where was all of this emotion, all these feelings coming from? And what do I do with it? It felt so far reaching. The guides provided a wonderful analogy. They said, think of the initial wound. In this case, it was abandonment, as a glass that dropped and shattered in many pieces all over the floor. The wound I thought I had healed was the glass dropping. But the pieces all over the floor, they're the effects of that wound. They were not yet addressed. And what happens when we don't clean up something that breaks, right? You step on a piece of glass, you cut your foot. Well, in effect, that's what they were trying to tell me, that there was so much more that I needed to look at and heal besides just, yes, that initial wound. Effects can take many forms. Being a perfectionist, the need to control, having to justify your feelings. In this case, it was abandonment, so feeling very alone, being critical. I mean, the list is endless, and it's as unique as each of us are and our experiences. That analogy really helped me to understand the difference in what was healed and what was yet to be healed. But again, what do I do with all of that, right? How do I clean up that really intricate web of all of those effects? I was guided to get my journal and start writing. And to write whatever came up, no matter how awful it sounded. When it felt done, stop and send love to what you have just released from the energy body and put down on the paper, and then fill that space with love and energy. They were very clear that more would follow. I was to do the same thing each time I felt those effects starting to rise up. Now, the next morning, December 28th, I understood the meaning of Shamuel's message for me, right? process of healing was the change. It's been days and I'm still writing. And I frequently remind myself of Samuel's message. And yes, it takes patience, love, and willingness to continue with the process. I also, nothing's a coincidence. I happened to come upon a beautiful quote that I've had for a while. It was about wounds and change and healing. It was written by Michelle Rosenthal. She had said, "Trauma creates change you don't choose. Healing is about creating change you do choose." It speaks for itself, right? Just beautiful. Know that tomorrow, January 2nd, the Daily Intention video will provide guidance on the wound of abandonment, which is what was in the center of my experience that I shared. So I really do want to thank the individual that, pushed all those buttons and triggered me. Of course, to the angels and the guides for that wonderful analogy that helped me understand and get through the moment. To Michelle for her brilliant way to view this, and to you for watching. I hope this was helpful. And again, I wish you a wonderful day and a wonderful new year. Thank you.